Hey guys, I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about Zippos and why they're my personal choice of lighter and why they're my first choice of lighter. Probably going to talk to you a little bit about some of the pros, some of the cons of them, a couple of little modifications that I do to them, not really modifications, more kind of additions to them. So yeah, let's go on with it. Firstly, Zippo's been about for ages. It's a really old company. And this is one of them. It doesn't have to be a Zippo. This sort of style of lighter, there's some really quite good copies of them. Some shit copies will fall apart, but a lot of the copies of Zippos are really quite good and are just as good as Zippos. So, why? They're really, really reliable. Mechanically, they're really reliable. They do run out of fuel quite easily, but there's ways and means around that. But yeah, they almost always light first time, except for that one. And yeah, that's your basic Zippo. So, the other pro of it, and this only counts for Zippos, is the guarantee on them. They've got a cracking guarantee. Zippo will repair anything other than the finish on the case, but anything else goes wrong with them. If it doesn't light, they'll fix it or they'll send you a new one. If it does run out of fuel, I kind of briefly touched on a minute ago that's one of the cons of them. If it does run out of fuel, you can still use it to light fire, and this is one of the main reasons I really, really like them. Inside here is loads and loads and loads of cotton that you've been soaking in petrol for forever. That's going to take a spark off there any day of the week. So yeah, if you run out of fuel in it, if it doesn't light, which I think is why this one didn't light earlier, then you can still light a fire with it by pull all of this stuff out, chunk, put it on something metal, little spark on it, light up, light a fire, get some kindling going. And that's one of the main reasons I really like Zippos. Now, some of the cons of them, that hinge isn't the greatest hinge in the world. There's a lot of force on that hinge, and it's quite a small hinge. They do go occasionally, but if it goes, Zippo guarantee, send it off to your local Zippo officers, they'll fix it, or they'll send it back to you. So it's not really a big issue, that, because you can get it fixed. The main issue with Zippos, I'd say, is they don't hold the fuel in them. You can put fuel in, you might not use it, come back to it a week later, and it'll not light because it'll be empty fuel, because all the fuel's going to evaporate off because they're not airtight. Now, a little way around this, and one of the modifications I was going to tell you about, is if you put a Ranger band. Now, if you don't know what a Ranger band is, there's loads of videos on the internet talking about Ranger bands, how to make them. There's loads of uses for Ranger bands. Just a really tight rubber band you put around there like that, stops the fuel evaporating, stops it all going away. It will still evaporate off, but the fuel will last a lot longer if you do that. Other modifications that I've done that I do to all my Zippos is, I don't know if you can see in there, there's a little hole just there on most Zippos. I put a little flint in there, just gives you an extra little flint. If your flint runs out, you still got another one. The other thing, a little bulge in that there, that's because inside all this cotton I mentioned earlier, I shoved an extra wick in there. So if my wick dies on me, you tend to know that's going to happen in advance, but if it does and I don't realise it, or I think I've got more wick in there than I have, I've got a spare. So yeah, that's it. Zippo lighter, really good bit of kit for the countryside and for fieldcraft. I hope you enjoyed that, and I shall see you soon. Bye.